Hello everybody, thank you for joining us. Today we will be doing a quick Spider-Man pose, and this is another extreme Spider-Man pose that could be very helpful, and it's being seen very often in popular media. So what we will do is we will start by laying down the framework for the torso. So we need one line going like that. We have the shoulder set somewhere around here, and you will see in a moment why I'm saying extreme, because the human body, when bent at extreme angles, symbolizes the word extreme, and Spider-Man does it actually, he does it better than most characters that we know, except a handful of remarkable human beings who can really contort their body at amazing angles. They could really help our Spider-Man, because it would make him even more flexible and to get out of tight spots. So that is the chest, torso, and the lower torso will be somewhere around here. Normally it would be around here somewhere, so we are about quite a significant ways up, somewhere roughly around there. And then we have foreshortening, so you could do the coil. First, just put a curve like that because you're working along this line, and then coil is better. Coil meaning that you could come like this and keep on increasing this, because I need the hand right about here, and then I need the hand again. Okay, so we same exercise here on this hand, curve, and then just come around pretty much the same size. What he's doing with these, we will decide. Well, popularly he just swings and then he tosses that webbing. So now here we have two ways that we can go, and we will explore both of them. But I'm placing the body at a certain angle, just for the, not necessarily like right back. I'm putting it extremely bent, but at this angle here. So I'm coming down like that, and so right around here I'm going to extend that first leg. So again, you could do a whole lot of coils and foreshortening there. Just come along like that. Knee area, again, circle for the calf, and one big oval for the foot right here. And for this one, again, foreshortening, but I am going backward with this guy and putting the foot smaller somewhere around there. So now you can see that there is a little semblance, like, that we laid out here in terms of the frame, and that is the most important thing when we are sketching somebody like Spider-Man. Now I'm going to grab myself a darker color so that we can see more clearly what we are doing with this guy. So I'm going to deal with the hands first, and with the hands means that I'm putting down. Now we can of course go about this in the routine way, and that is how to lay out the hands, but we'll take a little shortcut there, and you could Google some images as well, but this is generally how we would do Spider-Man hands. And repeat exercise just with a better, sorry, not better, but tilted angle for this one here. And they can be a little different. It's because human beings, as imperfect as they are, although Spider-Man is an augmented human being, having been bit by that radioactive spider and all that, so he's still a human being, has the same proportions, and as contorted as they might get in his action poses, it still eventually has all those constraints that he has to obey. So I'm just putting right along the circles as you see. It becomes very simple once you have the proper framework in place, and there can be little variations. Again, as I said, not every muscle group has to match on both sides, particularly when it's supposed this compromised. So I'm just coming backward. There's the ab area, and I've chosen to first throw down that thigh there, go into the other thigh, bring that larger knee right up in the front, do something with the calf, and go right back with the foot on that one. Now I can actually go place this like that and go further back, putting the foot somewhere there or here, or if I need to extend it right out, I could even go like that. So that is not as foreshortened as the other two options, but that also looks okay in my estimate. And then just coming forward with this huge foot in the front. I actually made it even larger as I'm going, because that is the whole thing about Spider-Man. When you are playing around with different poses, you can actually go wild with the different proportions that you are working with. And then of course is his head placed right there. You could hunch it, it can be deeper in. You could have the eyes like right there. I think right there looks a bit more accurate, a bit more cooler. And there's his dome. So now, so different placements there on that foot. Or you could have both legs come out just like this one, but that would not really be an awesome pose. In that case, I would actually move this here and maybe have the other hand going dynamically down. We will try that as well sometime. Or even if I could just grab myself a different marker right here, because after all, we are exploring different extreme placements. So in that case, I would just go like this and do big like fist right here with some details of the bicep showing in the back. Have an arm going on the side there, perhaps holding webbing in an extreme foreshortening pose. But those are certain different angles that we can work with. And we are doing Spider-Man in extreme, in this particular extreme pose, this chief extreme pose, and you could play around with those elements. Of course, if I had a source of light, let me actually do the flat end. So we just have to be mindful of also which Spider-Man it is, because if it's any indication that Marvel gave us in their recent movie outings, there's, I think, there's an entire multiverse right there of Spider-Man. Not sure if I like the idea, but interesting. But it was interesting nonetheless. So it does bear a look into if you are the slightest bit of a Spider-Man fan. So with that little source of light coming from above, the shadows will just set in on all these different parts of the body that I am just throwing tones in. So along the bottom of the hands, right under the pecs, right under the arms there, more intense there, and then again away from the source of light, under the thigh. Now there might be light coming from another source from under there, from under the thigh, but again, you could play around with all those angles and see what works best for you when you are giving Spider-Man the spotlight on your sketch paper. I know this is a bit rough, but again, the purpose to explore extreme pose, I believe in some manner has been achieved. But again, I'm just putting down a few more tones here and there so that folks do not think that I left their favorite neighborhood swinger or wall crawler without his balance. Just putting in the quick tones where I think they might belong in this particular image. And that is just to illustrate the outlines a little more clearly for your comfort. Hopefully you will have a lot of fun doing Spider-Man in these extreme poses, no matter which Spider-Man it is, like bulkier or even lighter. All these versions have this fun implication like no other character, where you can really do insane things with the anatomy. And of course, just putting them up there. So that is the sort of the symbiote costume that I just decided to throw in a spider there for. Because some sort of spider is better than no spider at all. But of course you'll be playing around with your own preferred. But of course you'll be playing around with your own preferred version of the costume and your own choice of Spider-Man. In this case I should say that. So it might be Peter Parker, it might be Miles Morales, it might be Spider-Man Noir, could be Spider-Man Britain. There's all these options, but so go ahead and have fun, and please, in the interim, do subscribe, keep in touch, have yourself a wonderful day.